What do you do when you're in Costco shopping for the week? You walk by the wine rack and you see a bottle from a winery here in Washington that you've heard about, but you've not tried. Well, you buy their budget line, and that's what this is. Today we're going to go ahead and discuss The Jack by Saviah Cellars of Walla Walla, Washington. Stay tuned. Hey, you are listening to me. My name is Scott, and this is the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast channel. Today we're going to go ahead and review yet another red wine. This is a red blend from Saviah Cellars out of Walla Walla. Now, I've heard about this one, and my wife and I have been going to Walla Walla now during the fall release, which is the first weekend in November, for the last 4 years. And we've not had a chance. We've heard about them. I've seen their signs. Matter of fact, we've been to several wineries that are literally within a stone's throw distance. And we just have not had a chance to get in there. But a little bit about this winery. The winemaker's name is Funk, I think. William Funk? No. Richard Funk. That's what it is. Originally from Montana. He moved to Walla Walla region. And he became a winemaker out there, and he's become a winemaker of some renown. Now, like I said, I've not had any of his stuff before. But this particular red blend is 73% Merlot, 11% Malbec, 8% Cab Franc, and 8% Petit Verdot. Yes, got it memorized. Now, it sits at 14.5% alcohol by volume. And as I've said before, a lot of people that do red blends, they're usually the afterthought of the grape. But these guys have a reputation for not putting out a bad product. Now, again, I picked this up at Costco. I paid $11.99 for it. And if you go to their website, and I'm going to put a link to their website. There's my wine dog right there. I'm going to put a link to the website so you can take a look. Out of all the websites I've seen this year, theirs is probably one of the best when it comes to describing what is in their wine, how it's made, the barrels used, how long it's aged. Now, this particular wine is aged in 100% French oak, with 25% of the oak being new French oak. So there should be some, even though it's only 2018, there should be some vanilla notes in it. There should be some little bit of oakiness in it. Let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Wine Folly card here. Okay, right off the bat, this is a purple. This is a deep purple, which is what I would expect when you have 73% Merlot and 11% Malbec. I mean, this is very little light is coming through this as well, so it is not very translucent. So let's go ahead. Take a little nose. Wow, right off the bat, there is deep, dark stone fruit notes, plums, black cherry. I'd almost say a little bit of pomegranate too. There's hints of leather in there. Now the vanilla, there's just a hint of vanilla as well. I don't expect a whole lot of vanilla. Like I said, this was not aged that long. I mean, it's 2019. This was aged in 2000, or made in 2018. Yeah. There's also a little bit of black cherry in there. Like I said, on the nose, this is a very deep nose on this. I mean, it's got some punch. Let's go ahead and take a sip of it though. This is somewhat jammy. Now, this is not normally a wine. If I knew how jammy this was, I may not have picked it up. But those jammy plum sauce, black cherry, almost sautéed black cherry as well. There's also a slight bitterness on the mid palate of this. Not sure where that's coming from. Now, there's also a little bit of that leather note is kind of translated into a new leather smell, a new leather taste. There's also some limestone minerality to this. Now, this particular wine, it's listed as a Columbia AVA, so that's the largest. They list every single vineyard that they got grapes for this particular blend from, and it's over 10 vineyards. So I understand why they listed it as complete Columbia Valley, but I can't. You can't. Unfortunately, you can't pinpoint without looking at the AV, where the vineyards are at, where that minerality is coming from. I would almost say this is a minerality that I get a lot of with the Walla Walla AVA and the Rocks AVA. So I'm going to take a guess that some of this minerality that I'm getting probably is from grapes. Maybe one of those vineyards is from the Walla Walla AVA itself. Let's go ahead and take another sip here because now the finish is long. Let's go ahead and yeah, okay. The finish has kind of a savory note to it. It's a long finish, but the flavors seem to be a little disjointed, and I'm wondering if that's because it's a relatively young red blend wine. I mean, I'm getting the notes, but there's not. It's not a smooth transition from the first part of the palate to the back. I mean, I like the long finish. Don't get me wrong, but I'm getting a whole lot of, like I said, it just feels disjointed. You know, I get a hint of one flavor here, then all of a sudden another flavor. It's not a smooth transition. Anyways, that being said, let's run down the list here. Body, this is a medium plus, almost a full-bodied wine. The tannins on this, there's a little bit of dryness in my mouth, so I would say this is a medium plus as well. Acidity, I'm not getting a whole lot of the acidity on here. I'm saying maybe this is a medium minus. By the way, forgive me, my dog is playing with one of his toys in the background. So if you hear a little rumbling, that's the dog. Alcohol, again, this sits at 14.5% alcohol by volume. I got very little alcohol in the nose, but you can definitely taste it on the palate. So, now, is this a sweet wine? I would say this is a very off-dry, semi-sweet wine. I mean, like I said, I get a little bit of that jamminess, that sauteed fruit. Overall, for basically $12 at Costco, would I buy this wine again? You know what? I would consider maybe buying 2 bottles and aging it a year to see if I can get a little bit more cohesiveness in the finish. I think it would probably easily stand up to maybe 1 or 2 years. For a budget red blend, this is not bad at all. I wouldn't have any problem sharing this with friends that are new to wine, you know, just get them into that little bit more of a complex flavor profile. What am I going to rate this? You know, I was thinking maybe an 84 out of 100, but now that I've had a little bit of chance to sit and think about it, this is actually more of an 85 or an 86. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give it an 86. I mean, I've got no problem. There are 6,000 cases of this produced. Now, Saviah Cellars does produce a lot of reserve blends as well, but they've produced their Jack line for the general public. You can probably go around to some of the Total Wines. You may even have Western States distribution. Costco, like I said, I found a whole 2 bins of it at Costco. You know, you may want to go ahead and check your local Costco and see if you have it. So, like I said, I'll go ahead and give it an 86 out of 100. And like I said, I may buy a couple bottles to throw them down in my cellar and see if I can get a little bit more out of these next year. So, that being said, have you had the Saviah Cellars The Jack Red Blend 2018? Have you had any other red blends out of the Walla Walla or Columbia Valley AVAs that you would recommend that you're having right now, or that you may go ahead and recommend to me? Let me know in the comments section down below. I do try to engage with everybody that leaves a comment. Sometimes I do miss. I remember I got a real job. I drive truck for a living. So I do try to get as many comments as possible. That being said, go ahead. If you did like this video, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't like it, well, hit the thumbs down button too. It doesn't matter to me. I prefer the thumbs up, but hey, you know, it's the internet, it's social media. Other than that, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this content, hit the subscribe button and then go ahead and hit the bell icon right after once you hit subscribe. That way, when I do upload videos like this, wine reviews, primarily from Washington State, because this is the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast, and most of the stuff I do is Washington State-based wines, spirits, but not exclusively. That being said, please enjoy and drink responsibly. And remember, life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. Cheers. Yeah, a little disjointed, but that's okay.